Yo, welcome to Hard Pass. I am your host, Jacques Slade. Today on the show, we've got knockoff Air Force Ones not being pursued by Nike lawyers so far, an F1 season preview, SGA and unreleased Converse sneakers that may never drop, the week's hottest releases, and of course, we have our Hard Pass. All right, let's start with some hot takes. Your tribal chief, my tribal chief, the one and only true tribal chief, Roman Reigns, returned to get some revenge on CM Punk and Seth Rollins after the two beat the daylights out of each other inside a steel cage in Madison Square Garden. If you made a bet with your homie and said that Roman's gonna wear Nigel Sylvester's brick by brick Jordan 4s, you got paid. If you bet that Roman was going to drag Seth out of the ring, basically giving the dub to Rollins, come get yours, brother. But if you had Roman wearing the brick 4s, helping Seth win, and then curb stomping Seth with said brick 4s prominently in frame, I'd say you're Triple H or you have Nike mags that are capable of going 88 miles per hour. Seriously, how do you know these things? Did you know John Cena was gonna turn heel? Nobody saw that coming. Get it? Because it's John Cena and you can't see. Anyway, another day, another high fashion brand makes a sneaker that looks like a pair you and I buy at the outlet stores. The only difference, of course, is that they're charging you up to 10 times more for the privilege of rocking them. This time, it's Lowe's turn to raise some eyebrows as Complex Sneakers pointed out that during Paris Fashion Week, the brand revealed their Fall/Winter 2025 collection, and it included a sneaker that looked like, oh, why tiptoe around it? It's an Air Force One with some slight modifications. Complex pointed out it's not dissimilar to other brands who have been inspired by Air Force Ones before, including one John Geiger. Now, if you've been watching this show for a while now, we have never been one to pull our punches when it comes to John and his various projects throughout the years. We like his stuff when it's creative and pushes boundaries, but we've also called it out when there's clearly just aping other designs. That being said, it's interesting that when Nike goes into full litigious mode, they tend to leave the luxury brands to do what they do, but go after Geigers, the shoe surgeons, the cool Kais of the world. Not saying Nike is right or wrong for doing so. There's probably top level reasons in relationships that Swoosh doesn't want to jeopardize just because the POPPIN creative director du jour decided Air Force Ones were cool that day. But it is curious that it's not the search and destroy energy that we've seen from Nike lately. Low or Lowy, I don't even know how to say it. It's owned by LVMH, which owns most luxury brands in 2025. A small scan of their portfolio includes names like Louis Vuitton, Christian Dior, and Tiffany's, all of whom have worked with Nike or Jordan Brand on a project within the past several years. Why would I bring that up? You know, no reason. In totally unrelated news, Nike Crocs are here. No, it's not a collaboration between Nike and Crocs, but damn, that would be fire and probably get Hypebeast and Cozy Kids to unite for the first and well, ever. But it is Nike's latest take on the foam sneaker craze. It's called the React X Rejuvenate, and well, it does have a lot of Croc energy. It looks like its evolved version of the Clogposit that they've been also trying to make hot again recently. LeBron James debuted them during the Olympics last summer, and they are available now for $70 each. Yeah. Nike, you're not gonna beat Crocs with that price point. Don't let those Bathing Ape collabs fool you. The reason why Crocs are the juggernaut that they are today is because Crocs are comfy and fun, and most importantly, they're cheap. Those simple color block colorways are what kids and parents line up at Crocs stores for at the mall. Yes, I have seen people line up at Crocs stores at the mall like it's 2012 and the new foams just dropped. The design is also too Nike for it to be a casual fade, but it's a noble effort. They need to nail the casual vibe first, and if they can get it, say, down to $55, I should say, I think they might have a shot at challenging Crocs. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, well, SGA, as most of you know him, has been seen wearing some unreleased Converse sneakers lately, but they appear to be a custom made for the potential NBA MVP. As pointed out by several commenters on social media, they appear to have a lot of Nike Total 90 vibes, but also Adidas Predator vibes, which, you know, is probably the reason why they might stay in SGA's closet for the foreseeable future. As the world continues to get to know SGA, the wait for his signature shoe debut grows, and if he can lead the Oklahoma City Thunder to a deep playoff run and pick up an MVP along the way, the sky's the limit for what the aspiring fashion icon might be able to do. All right, let's move on to the pick of the week. It's the Nike Air Max 1 Poly Big Head Origins. This is on March 21st for $160. Inspired by, some would say, the most overrated video game series on the Super NES era, Donkey Kong Country is low-key responsible for inspiring generations of collectathon platforms in both 2D and 3D that only serve to pad out a game's runtime instead of creating focused experiences. This is the part where I say that the views of Donkey Kong Country expressed on this show do not belong to me, Jacques Slade. I only read what's being said here on the prompter because I respect Donkey Kong Country and the massive influences it has had on the industry. And if Country wasn't such an inspiration, Nike's Dot Swoosh would not have made a sneaker that is so clearly aped. Get it? After DK himself. Signed, co-writer. All right. Let's do an F1 preview and predictions as we start the 75th season. This will be Hard Pass's second full season of paying attention to F1. And while we might not be any closer to understanding downforce or tire compounds either, we are still pumped for what is looking like a very exciting season. Of course, we say that, and it's totally possible that one team just figures things out ahead of everybody else and dominates like Red Bull in the early part of 2024. But here's hoping we got some parity and multiple race winners so the chase to the driver's title is close. Number 10, Carlos Sainz. He will lead Williams to their first podium in forever, really, it seems like. The biggest non-Lewis Hamilton driver move of 2024 was multi-time winner Sainz signing with Williams. For old F1 fans, this might not be the Williams that they recognize, but now they've got a driving pairing that could make some noise this season in Sainz and Alex Albon. I think we could get a repeat of Brazil 2024 where weather just throws everybody for a loop and Williams just happens to be the team that benefits from the chaos, much like Alpine did last year when they got their two drivers on the podium last year. Albon could be the one that gets the podium, but if I had to bet on it, I'm going to go with Sainz. Number 9, Max Verstappen will quit F1 to go on parental leave for a few races. Despite being a 4-time world champion, Max Verstappen has displayed an amazing amount of not giving a shit about anything besides racing. Well, he's going to have another thing to care about as he is expecting his first child later this year. Considering his tense relationship with the sports governing body, the FIA, we can see a moment where Max is just at his wit's end with the leadership and goes on an extended paternity leave that gives him plenty of time to see his firstborn and pursue his real passion, sim racing. Number 8, Valtteri Bottas will make his return to the grid for Cadillac next season. Fan favorite Bottas is a reserve driver for Mercedes this year, so it's unlikely we will see our mullet king on the track, but a return next year is not out of the question, and with an 11th team joining the fray, they could use a popular name who has won in the past and could also sneak in a point or two for them. Yes, this could also be Daniel Ricciardo and Sergio Perez, but I'm going with Bottas. Number 7, Fernando Alonso will continue to get paid. My man just keeps cashing those checks, and you love to see it. Number 6, Liam Lawson will be replaced by Yuki Tsunoda midway through the year. It's a tradition that's as old as Drive to Survive. The second Red Bull driver being constantly under threat of leaving, being cut or demoted because they couldn't hang with Max Verstappen. Following in the footsteps of Ricciardo, Albon, Pierre Gasly, and Sergio Perez is Liam Lawson. Some fans are not over Lawson replacing Ricciardo, and they might get their payback if he doesn't deliver the results Red Bull needs to compete in the Constructors' Championship. And because history has taught us anything, it's that nobody drives and survives as Max's second for too long. After years of toiling away at Red Bull number 2, aka AlphaTauri, aka Visa Cash App RB, or VCarb, aka Racing Bulls, Yuki finally gets to ride alongside Max. It'll probably end badly like all of Max's coworkers tend to do, but at least we'll have our brief moment of Yuki being happy. And if he somehow sneaks in a podium, that might be the moment of the year. Number 5, George Russell will absolutely positively not be intimidated by Kimi Antonelli. Just kidding. He's going to be insecure as all hell, which is a shame because George is a great driver who has world championship potential. But he's already got drama with the real Max Verstappen. Now he has to contend with someone their boss, Toto Wolff, feels is a young Max. If young Kimi starts out the gate hot and scores plenty of points, we will see what Russell is really made of. The vibes will be off with Lando Norris again. Last season showed us that Lando Norris had the talent and the team that was capable of winning championship. McLaren managed to check off one box last year with the Constructors' Championship, so this year they'll be looking to go 2 for 2. Assuming they continue their momentum, I could see them once again in the hunt for another Constructors. Drivers' Championship? Yeah, that's going to be a tricky one. Not because Lando is incapable of winning, because absolutely he is. It's just that Lando's teammate might be sick of his shit. Number 3. Oscar Piastri will no longer play second fiddle anymore. If Piastri is every bit the ruthless, quiet killer with the sharp wit that he portrays in Drive to Survive and on those goofy Grill the Grid videos on the F1 YouTube channel, this might be the year that he no longer goes by papaya rules. He could be looking at the modern day Senna-Prost rivalry with 1000% more passive-aggressive posts on social media and awkward looks during team promo videos. Lando and Oscar will play it cool while the cameras are on, but when it's time to race, it might result in some finishes that McLaren boss Zach Brown might not be too happy with. Number 2, Charles Leclerc will be the closest he's ever been to a driver's championship. That's because Ferrari will continue to progress after placing second in the Constructors' Championship last year. We could see them compete with McLaren all season long and then pull away towards the end with Charles winning multiple times in 2025. Yeah, there will probably be more than a few meme-worthy moments with Chuck, but like Norris and Piastri, he will show that he's got what it takes to win a driver's championship. Except it won't matter because, number 1, Lewis Hamilton will win his 8th Drivers' Championship. Lewis has broken so many barriers and set so many records. What's the big deal if he adds another one? Well, it'll be the biggest deal because it will be a Drivers' Championship number 8, breaking the tie he's been in with Michael Schumacher for several years now. Funny how different things would be if Lewis had won in 2021. He might not be racing anymore and we don't get to experience him in Ferrari red. Ah, well, I guess things work out for a reason, and now we do get to see Lewis in Ferrari red, and we're betting it results in the championship. In a bonus prediction, Gunther Steiner wins an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor in the F1 movie. Look, everybody misses Gunther on the grid, but as long as he's out there keeping it 100 and Netflix keeps finding excuses to keep him on Drive to Survive, the content will keep on flowing with his signature voice and even more legendary signature snark. All right. It's time for this week's Hard Pass. We're going to take a look at something in the culture that just needs to go. Okay, we're going to keep it short, but we've got 2 hard passes on this episode. All right, first up, Bill Burr's appearance on Sneaker Shopping. In the wide cinematic universe that is sneaker shopping, comedians tend to do well on the show. Whether it's Kevin Hart, Pete Davidson, Drewski, or Will Ferrell, their audience follows, resulting in some of the biggest episodes of the show of all time. And then Bill Burr shows up. He did not disappoint. It was basically 15 minutes of eviscerating sneaker culture, trashing it from every possible angle, and damn near nobody was safe. Not even furries or Joe Johnson survived Bill's wrath. Well, the kids from St. Jude were safe because Burr donated all the kicks he purchased to the hospital. But that's about it. When Burr started going off about the George Costanza comp, it was kind of magical how he is able to succinctly roast an entire swath of people and still be funny about it. And if you were offended by any of that, and there were quite a few people in the comments, maybe get over it. Look, I'm not saying that picking on sneakerheads with mom's basements and not getting women jokes is novel or anything like that. But Burr's ability to nail those jokes naturally and not sounding like a hack is actually novel. The problem with comedy today is that everybody is fishing for the engagement and rage bait and saying shit just to say shit. Burr is able to get away with it because it's real to him. A third-rate bro with a victim complex who somehow became popular with preteens because he says edgy words and can't get away with it because it looks corny, sounds pathetic, and panders to an audience that doesn't know better. And again, it's a joke, sneakerheads. It's not always a joke, but this is an instant where it is. And our second hard pass of the week, it goes to New Balance for keeping co-writer from being happy. See, he's on vacation right now, gallivanting across different countries as we're recording this, and he's already missed out on a few things, such as Takashi Murakami MLB collection for the Tokyo series in Japan. Yeah, he's late to the Murakami bandwagon, but really it's because he wants those Topps trading cards that include players like Shohei Ohtani adorned with Murakami's artwork. Low-key, he's been trying to get trading cards on the show, but I keep resisting until we get a deal with Topps. So Topps, if you're listening, holler at your boy. Sneaker unboxings, not a problem. Trading card breaks, I'm down. And you won't have to worry about me saying anything unbecoming on a group break because I don't even know what that means. Anyway, the reason why New Balance gets the hard pass this week is because they are releasing a Japan exclusive 990 V6 that features Ohtani. It's notable for a couple of reasons. First, it's because this is the first lifestyle Ohtani and New Balance project. Second, they are just very cool looking New Balances. Co-writer just wants them, but because they are exclusive to Japan, and Japan is not a country that he will be gallivanting on during the release date on March 17th, this makes him very sad and emotional. It makes me kind of happy to revel in his sadness, but that's okay. Ah well, there's always the second lifestyle Ohtani New Balance sneakers, which at this rate will be sometime in 2027. Secretly, this hard pass should be about New Balance not doing enough with Ohtani yet, but we're saving that for another episode. All right, that's going to do it for the show. Thank you for watching Hard Pass. I am Jacques Slade. I'll see you next week. If you'd like to possibly be featured in a future episode, call us at 818-493-9325. Leave a short message, your social media if you want, no more than 30 seconds. All right, I'll see you next week. Peace.